Fuck it, I made multiple six figures at just 19 and today I'm revealing you exactly how. So forget about indicators, groups, signals or any of the scammy stuff. So in today's video we are just learning about price action. It is going to be simple and repeatable and I'm going to show you actual proof unlike those fake gurus out there. And I'm so sick of them. So maybe I'm not making millions a month like them, but I'm 19-year-old who is showing the real side of trading. So what I'm first gonna do is I'm going to take this trade that I took yesterday and I'm not going to only show you this on the chart, I'm going to show you it on the live tracker. So you can see here the date 18th of September. You can see this month so far I made just about 12k. It's maybe not hundreds of thousands of dollars like your fake demo gurus, but it's real results. You can see also trade weight right here. You can see the win rate. You can even see the last month. You can see everything right here. So pause if you want to, you can check everything. And also you can see that I only traded for 7 days this month, so it hasn't given me so much trades this month, but I know that by this month, by the end, I'm easily gonna pass the $20,000 in profit till the end of this month. And one more thing I want to show you is my other channel where I actually document every single trade. So if you want to, it's gonna be down there in the description. This is my every single execution, everything. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and do it. And one more thing before we go to actual chart examples, you can see right here in my Discord how I call out, let's say this trade. You can see I sent what I'm waiting for, I said I'm in, and look at this, beautifully played out at a full TP, also talking to my students and they took it also. Now as you can see, these trades might seem like they are like cherry picked and I just picked them, but you can see here 4 wins and 1 loss, and that 1 loss wasn't even a high probability trade. So let me explain you basically what we are going to even trade. So the first decision we have to make, do you want to scalp or do you want to swing? So the main difference is scalping is done on 1 minute time frame, 2 minute time frame, 3 minute time frame and 5 minute time frame. So the trade that I showed you in the beginning of the video was done on the 5 minute time frame, but of course you can do it on all 4. And the swing trading is done on the either 1 hour time frame or on 4 hour time frame. I'm gonna explain you literally everything you need to know. So let me give you advice on which one to choose, scalp or swing. So basically they are both good at trading. You are going to get great results. So if you know how to behave in the market when everything is happening within minutes, scalping is a great thing to look at. And if you want to swing, that is basically if you want to be relaxed, look at a chart every half an hour basically to see if you get any entries, and probably you're going to get 4 to 5 trades a week. And then your first question is going to be which things do you need to trade. So basically first one is going to be the gold, and as you can see we are at the gold chart right now. Second one is going to be the Nasdaq, and third one is going to be Bitcoin. So these are the 3 main instruments you are going to want to look at. Now once you have picked what you're going to trade, which instrument, and basically if you're going to swing or scalp, and you can also do both if you want, there is going to be 2 types of setups you want to look at. There is going to be A+ trades and there is going to be A trades, and there is one key difference, and look at how much it improves your win rate. So A+ trades, they're going to have delivery. What is delivery? I'm going to show you. It is basically delivery from the higher time frame fair value gap. It is going to have sweep of liquidity, so basically a sweep of high and low. I'm also going to show you how to pinpoint it out. It is going to have entry. Entry is very simple. It's based on inversion fair value gap, so basically a fair value gap that gets closed, and it's going to have about 90% win rate. A trade, so not A+, but A trade, is going to either have delivery, so a fair value gap reaction from higher time frame, or it's going to have sweep. So it's not going to have both of these, but it's only going to have one. And of course entry stays the same, but then it's going to have about 70% win rate. Alright, so let me explain you basically what is A+ trade first. So let's say market is like this, making structure to the upside. It is going to the upside like this, and we are waiting right now for some kind of course long positions because market is bullish and market is just heading to the upside. So what are we waiting for? We are waiting for a liquidity sweep like here. We are waiting so for that to happen like this, and right now if we get the setup, that is just a setup because we do not have delivery. So what are we gonna get? We are going to get a reaction from a fair value gap right here like this. So basically I'm gonna draw it even nicer. I'm gonna use this. So we are going to have a reaction from a fair value gap. I'm also gonna show you how to find a fair value gap. It's all simple. So a liquidity sweep, fair value gap. What are we missing? We are missing a entry which is going to be last fair value gap right here on 1 hour or 4 hour if you are swinging. We are just going to wait for it to close above. So we are going to wait for market to close the candle like this. So we are going to enter right there. It's so simple. And now the second kind of setup, which is just a setup. We are going to of course have our market structure to the upside. What is going to happen? We are either going to react from some kind of fair value gap right here, so like this. We are just going to come down, tap into it, have our entry right here, which is going to be the fair value gap, close above it, enter the trade and target to the upside. That's a trade without a plus. So why is it a? Because we do not have both liquidity sweep and delivery, we only have one of those things. Also, other scenario can be us coming down, sweeping liquidity and not tapping into a fair value gap, which is let's say right here, but us getting opportunity right here on a inversion fair value gap, and basically we are just going to have liquidity, we are not going to have delivery. So it's very simple. Okay, so let's right now get into real examples. So I'm going to go into the replay mode and we are going to basically pinpoint everything out. So why did I take this trade? So let's start with the beginning. If we scale out on the let's say 4-hour time frame, you can see that we are just bullish, we are pumping to the upside, we are creating those highs and lows. So if I point it out, we are creating highs and lows like this, and we are just heading to the upside. So what do we need if we want to enter a trade? We want first a delivery and a liquidity. So what happens right here? If we look it out, we have 1-hour fair value gap like this, and we have a liquidity right here. So if we sweep this liquidity, we are already in a fair value gap. So if we sweep the liquidity, we already tapped into a delivery, and what happens after that? We just wait for the setup. So let's see how does it happen. So we have a sweep of liquidity right here, and if you looked closely, I'm gonna replay it right here. So we had sweep, we had delivery, and right here we left a fair value gap. What happens? We inverse it to the upside, we enter the trade on the close, stop loss just below, and we target either 1-to-1. It's all up to you. I like to target 1-to-1 because I'm in and out of market, I take my profits and that's it. But if you want, you can always target some kind of high, some kind of liquidity, and it has a lot of potential to play out. I just personally like to target 1-to-1 a lot of the time. So now if we go to the second setup, let's see what the second setup has to say. So you can see market is just continuing to trend to the upside, creating highs and lows, and let's just see what the market is gonna do right now. So if we look at the market, what just now happened? If we go out to let's say 4-hour time frame, what is the market currently in? It is in this fair value gap. So we have fair value gap here, we also have one more fair value gap right here. So we are in one fair value gap and also tapped into another fair value gap. So like two deliveries at the same time. So the next thing we are looking at, as you can see, liquidity sweep. Also check, we have the liquidity sweep, we have delivery. So this is a plus trade. If right now what we need to look at is basically inversion for the entry model, and if we look at it right here, we even got that. So if we inverse this fair value gap to the upside, we enter the trade, stop loss somewhere below like this, and basically target 1-to-1 or this high above. And basically I think here, yep, we did not play out all the way to that high. So that's why I like to say I like to take 1-to-1 and be out of the market. So let's go to the next example. I think this one lost, so I'm gonna say to you why it lost right now. So look at this. So market is continuing to go back to the upside, creating structure, and look at this. What do we have right here? So we have delivery right here, and as you can see, we have a reaction from a fair value gap. What we are missing, one thing, we are missing liquidity. And if we check right now, we have a entry model right here that is about to get created off of this fair value gap, but we only have delivery, we do not have a liquidity sweep. So this would be a trade, not a plus. And let's say if we get the entry right here, so we got the entry and look at it, it failed. So it has about 70% win rate, so it can fail a lot more often than the a plus setups. Let's look at this last setup that we have right here. So what does this trade have? It has liquidity sweep, and if you look to the left, also doesn't have fair value gap. So it only has liquidity sweep and does not have fair value gap or some kind of delivery. And we got the entry, so this is also a B. So this is also a setup, not a plus. But as you can see, this one, if we enter on the closure, this one actually ended up winning because it got about 70% win rate. So right now I'm gonna explain you the scalp that I actually executed yesterday. But before I do that, if you enjoy this type of raw content where I literally just put knowledge inside your head, and if you like this kind of content, just leave me a subscribe and like, and you can also comment some questions if you want to, so I know that I'm doing something right for the community. So what do we have with this trade? So if we go into replay mode right here, we can look at first, we have a liquidity sweep. So we are going to go all the way back to, let's say, right here. We are trending to the upside. It is pretty obvious. You just see that market is going to the upside. There is no question about it. So what do we have? We have a liquidity down here. And what also do we have? If we go to, let's say, I don't know, 1 hour time frame, you can see that we are inside of a fair value gap right now. So at that time we were inside of a 1 hour fair value gap, so delivery. And also another thing that I mentioned, we have liquidity, and if we do not get this setup, which would be a setup to the upside, we have sweep and a delivery from here. So if we go down, which happened, we swept this liquidity. Look at this. So we swept liquidity, delivery from a fair value gap, and look at what happened on the 5-minute chart. We left a beautiful fair value gap. And why exactly 5-minute chart? Because I always like to look at the higher, like the highest time frame that we have upon. So if we have a opportunity right here, I look at 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I mean not 4 minutes, sorry, but 5 minutes, and whichever one the highest time frame has fair value gap, I just go from it. So I always go from the highest time frame fair value gap. And what happened right here, you can see that first we had a massive wick to the upside, then a manipulation. So I did not enter right here, but where did I enter? Right here. So I entered right here. I entered just about 10 seconds before the closure, because when it's like 10 seconds till the 5-minute close and we are pumping all the way up here, there is no possibility that market is coming down here. So I just got a better fill. So I just risked it for a better fill and I got it. So what happened after that? We had that little first high right there where I actually went to break even. So this was my break even point. So after we swept just this little liquidity point, I did this and I was risk free. And after that, I just targeted this first high, the swing high, and we got a beautiful 1.5 risk to reward, which made me just about $4.7 thousand as you saw it in the Tradezella. And just before I end the video, I want to give you something for completely free. So as you can see right here, this is my setups rating guide, which is basically a playbook of my whole model. So if you want to claim this, you can go down there. It's going to be a link in the description. All you need to do is just click it and claim this awesome PDF. It's about 10 pages and it has a lot of little details that can just improve your win rate overall. So I'm gonna say one more time, if you like the video, you can subscribe, you can like, that means a lot to me. And also guys, if you want to skip all the like harder learning by yourself, you can just press the first link down there and apply to my private one-on-one coaching down there that actually has very limited spots because I do them one-on-one. So with all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.